By the end of this video, you will learn the truth about how to actually stop caring about what others think about you. If you use these practices that I will share with you at the end of this video, I guarantee you will stop caring and stop seeking approval. But first, we gotta ask the real question. Why do you care so much in the first place? This isn't just about social anxiety or self-doubt. It's a deeply human issue tied to our emotional psychology, our spiritual connection to ourselves, and even our evolutionary past. From an evolutionary perspective, fitting in was once a matter of survival. Being accepted by the tribe meant safety, while rejection could mean danger. But today, the same instinct can trap us in a cycle of seeking approval, even when it costs us our authenticity. Spiritually, this need for external validation often keeps us disconnected from our true selves. We look outward for answers when the real power lies within. In this video, we'll explore not just why we care so much, but how to break free from it. You'll learn how to reconnect with your inner values, filter out the noise of others' opinions, and take practical steps to live a life that's truly your own. Because here's the truth. The more you validate yourself, the less you'll need validation from anyone else. And that's where true freedom begins. So let's go ahead and dive into understanding why you care what others think, why you shouldn't care, and some practices that you can use throughout your life to maintain your state of not caring. So make sure you stick around to the end of the video for those little tricks that can help you for the rest of your life. Let's start by asking, why do you care so much about what others think in the first place? The answer lies deep in our evolutionary past. For our ancestors, fitting in wasn't just about social comfort, it was a matter of survival. Being accepted by the tribe meant access to food, shelter, and protection. But being rejected, that could mean danger or even death. This primal instinct, the fear of rejection, is hardwired into our brains. Back then, it kept us safe, but today, the same instinct can work against us. Even though the stakes are no longer life or death, our brains still react as if they are. That's why a critical comment or a lack of likes on social media can feel so devastating. We're still wired to seek approval even when it costs us our authenticity. Think about it. Social media has turned this ancient need for approval into a 24/7 game. We post, we wait, we refresh, hoping for likes, comments, and validation. But here's the truth about that. That same instinct that once kept us alive can now trap us in a cycle of seeking approval even when it doesn't serve us. So while this need to fit in might have been essential for our survival thousands of years ago, today it often holds us back from living authentically. The good news, understanding this is the first step to breaking free. We got to shift now to the spiritual perspective. Why do we care so much about what others think? At its core, this need for external validation often disconnects us from our true selves. Instead of looking inward for answers, we look outward, seeking approval, likes, and validation from others. However, this whole time, the real power lies within you. Ancient spiritual traditions have long understood this. Buddhism teaches the concept of anatta, or no self, reminding us that the ego, the part of us that craves approval, is an illusion. Stoicism emphasizes focusing only on what we can control, our own thoughts and actions, not others' opinions. And Taoism encourages wu wei, or effortless action, flowing with life instead of resisting it or seeking external validation. These traditions all point to the same idea. When we detach from the ego's need for approval, we reconnect with our true selves. Practices like meditation and mindfulness can help us do this. By sitting in stillness, we learn to observe our thoughts without judgment and realize that our worth isn't tied to what others think of us. For example, when you meditate and you're observing your thoughts, you might notice how often your mind worries about others' opinions. But as you practice, you'll start to see these thoughts for what they really are. Just thoughts. They don't define you. Over time, this helps you reconnect your inner self, where true confidence and peace reside. So how do we break free from this cycle of seeking external validation and start living authentically? Let's explore the practical steps to make that shift. Here's the key point. Others' opinions are often projections of their own insecurities, not reflections of your worth. Most people are so caught up in their own lives, their own problems, and their own insecurities that they're not really thinking about you. They're too busy worrying about what you think of them. So even if these people are thinking negatively about you, it's because you are manifesting parts of themselves that they don't like within themselves. They might even be feeling jealous of you. But at the end of the day, why does that even matter? Their insecurities are their own insecurities, and you shouldn't let that bother you. You should just continue just focusing on you. When it comes to criticism, not all of it is worth your energy. Some feedback can be constructive. It helps you grow and improve, but most of it is just going to be noise. The trick is learning to differentiate between the two. For example, if someone criticizes your work with specific actionable advice, that's constructive. But if someone makes a vague, judgmental comment like, "You're not good enough," that's more about them than you. It's likely coming from their own fears, insecurities, or unmet needs. So the truth is, you don't have to take every opinion personally. Most of the time, what others say says more about them than it does about you. So instead of letting baseless judgments weigh you down, focus on what truly matters: your own growth, your own values, and your own peace of mind. Now that we understand why we care and why we shouldn't, let's dive into practical steps to stop caring and start living authentically. These practical steps are simple, and over time, they will help you build unshakable confidence and inner peace. Practice number 1, clarify your core values. Start by writing down your top 5 values. What truly matters to you? Is it honesty, creativity, family, growth, kindness? Use these values as your decision-making compass. When you live in alignment with what's important to you, others' opinions naturally will matter less. Practice number 2, practice self-validation. Instead of waiting for others to praise you, acknowledge your own efforts and achievements. At the end of the day, write down 3 things you did well or are proud of, which will help build inner confidence and reduce your need for external approval. Practice number 3, embrace discomfort. Do something small every day that pushes you out of your comfort zone. Wear something bold, share an unpopular opinion, or say no to something you don't want to do. The more you face discomfort, the less you'll fear judgment. Practice number 4, reframe criticism. When someone criticizes you, ask yourself, is this feedback constructive or just noise? If it's constructive, use it to grow. If it's just noise, then just let it go. Remember, not all criticism is worth your energy. Practice number 5, surround yourself with supportive people. Build a community of people who encourage and accept you for who you are. Spend less time with those who are overly critical or judgmental. A supportive environment reinforces self-acceptance and makes it easier to let go of others' opinions. Practice number 6, practice mindfulness and detachment. Spend 5 to 10 minutes daily in mindfulness meditation. Focus on your breath and observe your thoughts without judgment. This helps you detach from the ego's need for approval and stay grounded in the present moment. Practice number 7, reflect on mortality, or memento mori. Remind yourself that life is short. Ask, will this person's opinion matter in 5 years? This stoic practice puts things into perspective and helps you focus on what truly matters. By consistently practicing these steps, you'll build the resilience and self-awareness needed to stop caring about what others think. Remember, it's not about being indifferent. It's about valuing your own opinion of yourself more than anyone else's. And that's going to be where true freedom begins. Now, it's one thing to implement these practices, but it's another thing to actually maintain the mindset for the rest of your life. Here's the thing. Having yourself stop caring about what others think isn't a one-time fix. It's a practice. It's something you'll need to work on consistently, but the more you do it, then the easier it will become. Start by regularly reflecting on your progress. Celebrate the small wins, like the time you spoke up without worrying about judgment or wore something that made you feel confident. These moments add up and build long-term resilience. Use affirmations to rewire your subconscious mind. Repeat phrases like, "I am enough as I am," or "My worth is not determined by others' opinions." Over time, these affirmations help you internalize self-acceptance. Just keep repeating these things in your mind over and over again. My worth is not determined by others' opinion. My worth is not determined by others' opinion. My worth is not determined by others' opinion. Finally, shift your focus from seeking approval to making a contribution. Ask yourself, how can I add value? Whether it's through your work, relationships, or creativity, focusing on contribution redirects your energy toward what truly matters. Remember, it's the small, consistent actions that create lasting change. So keep practicing, keep growing, and soon you'll find that others' opinions have lost their power over you. Let's recap. We care about others' opinions because of our evolutionary past and spiritual disconnection from our true selves. But we shouldn't care because most opinions are projections of others' insecurities, not reflections of your own worth. By clarifying your values, practicing self-validation, and embracing discomfort, you can stop seeking approval and start living authentically. Remember that the more that you validate yourself, the less you'll need validation from anyone else. And that's where true freedom begins. So which of these practices are you going to try first? Let me know in the comments. And also, if you ever find yourself overthinking, learning this right here will help those ruminating thoughts go away. Thanks for watching.